going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Today is Thirsty Thursday, one step closer to the weekend. We do know sometimes on the weekend it gets a little bit crazy with the lower volume. I'm going to talk about that moving forward. However, we are still up 0.4%, but you are noticing it's kind of starting to slow down a little bit. The Bitcoin momentum, you can see we're just sort of accumulating in this sideways pattern. So I do want to talk about that. Some people saying, hey, maybe that's enough. Maybe Bitcoin's run out of steam. Well, there is actually a possibility for another big move. It is possible. We're going to talk about that moving forward. I also want to discuss essentially Bitcoin fundamentals absolutely booming, plus the fact that we had Andrew Yang, presidential candidate, actually talking about cryptocurrencies on Bloomberg. This is getting a lot of people excited. We're going to analyze that. And I also want to talk about Bitcoin volatility moving forward. First time Bitcoin moved $1 in a day, and then it moved, $10, and we had our first $1,000 move in one day back in 2017. And could we actually see Bitcoin make volatile moves of $10,000 or more potentially in the future? And what would that mean? Well, let's be honest, Bitcoin just keeps surprising us time after time. And if that sounds good to you, today's video, we're going to do rapid fire super quick, guys. So I do hope you stick around to the end. It's definitely going to provide some value. And if that sounds good, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, well, what are you waiting for? We do this every day, and every Monday we give away a Ledger Nano S. Got to keep your crypto safe. Drop a comment below, and I will pick a winner on Monday. Now, let's give this a quick refresh live, see what's going on. Bitcoin dominance still over 66%. XRP is actually down today. Bitcoin Cash down. We're having a little bit of a mixed market today. Once again, switching it to the Bitcoin comparative, you will notice it's honestly pretty mixed today. It's kind of just up and down. So once again, the market is just moving sideways right now. We do have a couple big gainers on the altcoins. Kick token again, Zcoin, iExec, Zcash, Icon, Synthetics, ABBC, Engine, and MadeSafe all doing quite well today. You will notice that we are having volume drop off. It's probably going to get even lower over this weekend, which usually means we're looking for a very big move, something kind of like we had right here with this crazy pump. And, some people are saying, well, is this the classic Bart Simpson and we have to come back down? We're going to talk about that. You can see right here, it kind of looks like we're pretty much putting in a textbook sort of bull flag, right? We have the flagpole, and then this is the flag forming. You can see we just keep bouncing around. So Bitcoin could potentially come back down here to the 9.2K level, back up to the 4K level actually, and we could just kind of keep bouncing around in this region, but eventually we are going to have a massive move once the volume gets low enough. You can see that the volume has essentially been decreasing, right, during this entire move. So here's the pattern that we have right here sitting at the top of the blue zone. Now this blue zone is very important. We're trying to break out of it. We currently are having a little bit of difficulty, but the next level you really want to get to is around that 9.6K level, and I'm going to show you why in just a second, but currently pretty much just waiting for this lightning to break out, right? I mean, we're all just patiently waiting for Bitcoin to have that big move. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, we could be at a totally different price target right now. But let me show you why we are having some resistance. Now, number one is because, and I'm taking this from the solid candle closes on the monthly, right? If we go from the top of this right here at the all-time high for Bitcoin, now granted we did go to 20,000, but we closed the month out at $13,880. So you can see if we take this point right here and connect it to the monthly close at around that $10,800 level that we had last year, well, that is perfectly providing that resistance right here. You could see Bitcoin is struggling to break above it, right? Now, if we do take it from the wick to wick, then that would basically say that Bitcoin would also have some struggles around 11,571. Keep in mind, though, we do have a CME futures gap all the way up at $11,800, right? So, I mean, are we going to close the gap? It is possible. One thing I want to mention short term is that we have gone once again into the green right here on the MACD. You can see we had a little bit of a fake out the other month. We finally did come back into the green. So I do want to see if we can actually, push back into that dark green MACD. That would be really good for Bitcoin. Moving on, I do want to discuss the fact that the MACD on the lower time frames is actually fully in the green. You can see right here, we've actually been in the green for 3 days now. We had a beautiful crossover, amazing green on the guppy. And somebody asked yesterday what this is called. It's called Super Guppy. So if you're using TradingView, just go into indicators and just look up Super Guppy, okay? That somebody was asking about that the other day. Now, getting back to the other points of resistance, short term, we do have that 9.6K level. The reason for that is you'll see when we had these massive wicks that sort of came down here back during the descending triangle, right here, for example, okay, this was back on July 2nd. We had this one right here again over around September, I think it was September 19th, right? You'll notice that that was also providing a little bit of short-term support, right? So we got past the 9.3, 9.6, and then finally, we have the VPVR right here. You can see it jutting out above my head, and it really just absolutely falls off a cliff after the $10,400 level. So that would be like the ultimate bullish reversal level. I mean, if we can get above that and get into this sort of level where the VPVR drops off, guys, it is full on bull mode, beast mode. Let's go to the moon, right? But short term, we are looking at the fact that we do have these two CME gaps potentially. Now, just keep in mind that when discussing the CME gaps, they don't have to fill right away. I mean, for example, if we just go back here, you know, and look at these gaps. For example, this one that we had on June 14th, look at that right there. That didn't get filled until literally September 24th. We also had another one right here. This was on June 24th, and, you know, that took until about July 1st to fill. So it's not like these gaps have to get filled, and honestly, they don't necessarily even have to get filled, right? They just have gotten filled a lot thus far. So I did want to keep you guys in the loop on that. We are still above the 200 moving, which is great. And, you know, obviously showing you the significance of the 200 moving average on the daily. Obviously, once we get above it, we tend to stay above it for quite a long time. Now, right here, we did have that sort of China fake out, but I still don't consider that a legitimate move. That 43% pump in one day. I mean, that was just really unnatural, irregular, irrational, right? But you can see currently we are breaking above it right now. And if I had to sort of say where we would be, you know, looking at the time that we broke above it last time, that was way down here. So you have to figure that's almost the equivalent of buying Bitcoin around $4,500 the first time that we had the pump before we went all the way up, you know, to the 14K top. So just kind of imagine, you know, being able to buy Bitcoin around that $4,500 level back then, except, you know, in our current price structure. So as long as we stay above this, we're definitely looking good. And, you know, I got to point out what Bitcoin Macro posted on Twitter. He's actually one of my favorite accounts to follow. He says, sure, maybe the bottom isn't in yet. Sure, maybe we'll go to 1K. Sure, maybe XRP will pump to 589. Sure, maybe unicorns exist. However, as a trader, I prefer reality. And it's been obvious for months now that the bottom has been in. Trade what you see, not what you think, right? And I mean, you can't deny Bitcoin has been just basically going on an absolute tear lately. Now, I wanted to discuss this sort of concept about Bitcoin having a $10,000 swing in one day. Would that ever be possible? Well, if you look back here, Nunya Business basically pointed out, you know, first day of more than $1 move happened back here. First day of more than $10 move happened back here. First day of $100 or more move happened around April 10th of 2013. Now, keep in mind, all of these major moves tend to happen at the top and actually kind of indicate maybe good times just to, you know, take some short-term profit, right? Fast forward all the way to our first $1,000 move. That was basically at the top of the all-time high in 2017. So essentially, is a $10,000 move in one day possible for Bitcoin? It is definitely possible for Bitcoin. However, kind of basing it off of this sentiment, if you do see Bitcoin move $10,000 in one day, not saying you should sell your Bitcoin. I mean, you know, I'm going to hodl Bitcoin probably to my grave, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it might be time to maybe take a little bit of profit. So if you see Bitcoin move $10,000 in a day, just be a little bit cautious. But I do think we have a long time until we do see a $10,000 Bitcoin move. Bitcoin fundamentals absolutely booming. We have absolutely hit another all-time high for Bitcoin hash rate. Once again, showing reasons why Bitcoin is yet again the most secure network on planet Earth. You know, it is the safest way to transfer massive amounts of money across the globe in under 10 minutes for, you know, fractions of what you would have to cost for basically if you're going to do real gold or use something like Western Union, right? Another thing to point out is even when you look, let me go back a couple of years here to the charts. You know, even looking back at what we had, well, actually got to go farther than that. Let me go back to all time. This chart's going to look ridiculous. But even if you go back to the all-time high of 2017, I mean, you could see hash rate is absolutely phenomenal. So despite the fact that, yeah, Bitcoin hit 20,000 at one point and we're currently, you know, around the $9,300, $9,400 level, dude, fundamentals are booming. So that makes me a happy camper. Now, talking about Andrew Yang, he was over on Bloomberg and they did ask him his thoughts on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And, well, I might as well just let Andrew tell you. Check this clip out and then we're going to talk about it.
There's a lot of people who are like really big cryptocurrency fans, for example, who they love Andrew Yang. And when I talk to them, they're like, hey, ask him about crypto. What would you do with regards to regulation of that in, say, Bitcoin exchanges? Do you support the right of people to use their bank accounts, credit cards, et cetera, to move into cryptocurrencies and other forms of money that aren't as easily tracked by centralized authorities?
Well, what I would say is that we need to have a uniform set of rules and regulations around cryptocurrency use nationwide, because right now we're stuck with this hodgepodge of state-by-state treatments, and it's bad for everybody. It's bad for innovators who want to invest in this space. So that would be my priority, is just clear and transparent rules so that everyone knows where they can head in the future and that we can maintain competitiveness. Because to me, the underlying technology of cryptocurrencies is very, very high potential, and we should be investing in it.
But do you support sort of monetary freedom for people that want to move their money away from fiat currencies, get their money out of the banking system into cryptocurrencies? Because right now you have banks restricting payments to these platforms and so forth, and people feel like government regulations are essentially impeding in their desire to do that.
Well, right now, people who are investing in these currencies are finding a way to, to do so and make use of their investments. No, I don't think that you could impede it with regulation if you tried.
So he says that it has very, very high potential and that we should be investing in it, and that he doesn't think that you could basically essentially stop it with regulation, right? So this is definitely why you've seen a lot of people in the cryptocurrency community really stand behind Andrew Yang. And I got to admit, I kind of feel like I'm part of the Yang gang as well. I mean, I really love his stance. It's very open and, not like, the Donald Trump stance, which is just very much just like, no, cryptocurrencies full of thin air. It's like he won't even give it a chance, And I like the fact that he doesn't jump right into the fact that it's only used for criminals and nefarious activities. He actually comes at a very level-headed approach, right? So I do just want to, discuss that. We will talk about Andrew Yang. I'm sure he's going to be in the news a lot within the next couple months or so. So having a look also, guys, the Fed extends repo operations at least through April. So yeah, I mean, essentially just just pumping in more of that paper money, right? And before we go, I love to look at this chart. So a lot of times when you go to look at the Bitcoin price, you usually go BTC to USD. I love going to Google and typing in USD to BTC because it actually shows you the flip side. It shows you the inverse. And I want you to just have a look at this, okay? So essentially we have 1 day. The dollar is down. 5 days. This is the dollar compared to Bitcoin, by the way. 1 month. 1 year. 5 years, and all time. Okay, looks like they only go up to 5 years. But that being said, would you invest in this? Would you buy this shitcoin? That being said, guys, I'm going to end today's video on that note. I did want to keep today's video a little bit shorter, so thank you so much again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. If you haven't gotten subscribed yet, definitely get subscribed. Make sure you turn on the bell notification so you can get these updates. Sometimes they're a little time sensitive, and also if you want to hang out with a group of people that talk about cryptos, and I have a fun community. It's a Telegram. You can join it. It's absolutely free. That's it for me today, though. Thank you so much. Hope you are enjoying your day. I kept it nice and short for you guys. Thanks again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. I love you. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.